Going the distance with local sports. This is the xSports Network.
If you're stuck, then you're in luck. Call Tyler McDowell with In-Service Towing, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for quick, reliable service. When you find yourself in a bind, In-Service offers full-service towing and recovery services as well as vehicle lockouts, jump starts, and emergency roadside assistance. Family-owned, family-operated. When you need a hand, call In-Service Towing or ask for them by name. Serving Southern Tennessee and North Alabama. Phone number 931-843-9098 or visit inservicespecialties.com.
Hey guys, I'm Kyle Hammock, General Manager here at Heritage Automotive, your Chevy GMC dealer in Lawrenceburg, Tennessee. I'm from Marshall County, Tennessee, where I went to Cornersville High School. I attended Cumberland University. After Cumberland, I went into the United States Marine Corps to serve the country. After that, I went right back into the car business. I'm very familiar with the car business. I have been around the car business pretty much my entire life. And my commitment to you is to ensure the most competitive new and used vehicle pricing on the market, as well as the best service around. Well, we'll treat you like family here at Heritage Automotive in Lawrenceburg, Tennessee.
Hey, this is Phil Hooper. Get the look you want for your favorite school, church, or business with apparel from HD Ink Screen Printing in Leoma, Tennessee. Got a logo you need embroidered or screen printed? Let HD Ink give you the professional look that sets the bar in today's world. We do fundraisers and custom designed apparel and so much more. Call today, 931-201-2961, or come see us at our new shop located at 26 Ingram Road in Leoma. Remember, HD Ink for the look you want and the look you deserve.
Flooring sets the tone throughout your home.
For flooring that makes the right first impression, start by choosing us, Floored by Justin.
A one-stop flooring destination. Our new location stands alone for unequaled customer service and selection. Owner Justin Story's mastery of custom hardwood inlays means every room can have a custom look. Discover how the right choice of hardwood, laminate, carpet, or tile can set the tone in your home. Contact Floored by Justin today.
For decades, First Class Charter has provided high-quality motor coach transportation services to the Tennessee Valley. With numerous safety and cleanliness accreditations, First Class Charter is ready to make your group trip a reality. Contact us today by visiting firstclasscharter.net. First Class Charter, the official motor coach company of the North Alabama Lions.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the xSports Network.
And welcome here to xSports Live, giving us the finger. That's what Kevin does on all of our broadcasts. He puts the finger up to tell us to shut up, then it's time to go.
Go time.
I bet you guys didn't think that we were going to have a show, everyone watching. We had this planned out. I smoked some wings for the boys.
Hey, let me tell y'all something. This guy right here.
Multi-talented.
He's multi-talented. The wings, dude, off the chart.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you props off the chart.
About to say, those were great wings. Those were good.
I want to thank Costco for pre-seasoning the wings, so I had to.
I wouldn't tell anybody that because they're off the hook.
Yeah, they put them in the smoker 3 hours. You know, hey, smoker didn't get to the tip I wanted because you want that crispy skin.
Sure.
Falling off the bone.
It didn't matter. It was still good.
They were sticky.
Yeah. It's been a busy time. You've been busy with UT Southern. Men's still undefeated in the Southern States Conference. You got to see a heck of a dramatic game in Nashville on Saturday night.
Oh, man.
Tell us about that. I mean, when you told me that, I'm like, there ain't no way they scored 2 goals in 7 seconds.
You probably went back and seen it.
Yes, I did.
It's
crazy.
Me and my wife, we took Mason and Ainsley to their first Preds game. A little family trip. We ended up taking Mason's little friend. He'd never been, you know. We were sitting here jogging off air about the chance, and the boys got on the Titantron both 2 times. I sent it to AJ. 0-0 with 7 minutes to go in the game. I'm thinking, you know, you think, but it was really high-impact game. It just wasn't a lot of scoring.
Yeah. Good goaltending.
It was unbelievable. New York scores. And I told my daughter, I was like, whoever scores, it's over because they're just not doing anything. So they score like 7 minutes to go, and I was like, we might as well leave. We stay. We're getting into it. There's 7 seconds left. Pred score. Tie the game up.
Oh, snap.
They drop the puck 2 seconds on the clock. They score again. So then time expires as all this is winding down. They still have to drop the puck, and they knock it in with no goalie in to make it 3-0.
What?
They scored 3 goals in 7 seconds.
Oh, shoot. I didn't know that. I knew. Well, I heard it was 2-0, but I didn't know that they scored the third
That
one.
place went absolutely nuts. It's a wild environment anyways. I tell people,
awesome.
yes, I told my daughter, so honey, it's going to get rowdy.
Yeah.
And it does. I mean, and it's not just a marketing thing.
Yeah.
You stay in the game the whole time, even if you don't even know what's going on.
Yeah.
If somebody's getting their head knocked in on the glass, you're like, oh, but it was great, man. Kids had a good time. Now Mason's all Mason talks about Preds. So I'll definitely be going back.
I mean, hockey's just so great. I mean, we've talked a lot. And we were just literally breaking down all the winners from the 80s and the 90s. Talking about the Islanders who won 4 straight series, and Edmonton took over, then Pittsburgh, Montreal, New York, and then it was the Devils, Red Wings, and the Avalanche throughout the 2000s.
Yes.
And then there was kind of a bunch of trade-offs in the 2000s, 2010s. A lot of parity in the league now, which is a good thing.
It is, but I will say this about the 90s, because that's where we grew up at. I feel like we knew the players more than we do now.
Yes.
I talked about Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
You knew you had Lemieux, Yager,
greatest Smollett ever in the history of sports.
And then you had Lindros.
With the Flyers. Remember the Legion of Doom line?
Yes.
Yeah. Leclerc. Who was the other guy?
Look, I remember Leclerc's name.
I remember the Sports Illustrated cover.
Yes, they had
Lindros, Leclerc, and there was one other guy.
They had the goalie. I think he had the funky mask.
Hextall?
Maybe that was his name.
Yeah, he has a record for most fighting minutes by a goalie. This dude was crazy.
See,
straight up crazy.
I don't know hockey like that. I'm telling you, you've been telling me to get into it, dude. I've been missing out.
And it's tough to get into because it's so fast paced.
And it's a regional game.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's very regional.
It's constant, but the thing, I'm excited for what y'all talk about, like the environments. That's
dude, yeah. I mean, even my team, Columbus, worst team in the league. Like they had a game on Martin Luther King Day. They got snow like we did. 1 o'clock, dude. Place was packed, 17,000 people.
Shoot, son.
And
I feel like
one in the shootout.
I feel like your true hockey fans are like your true NFL cold weather fans.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, we've had a lot of those.
Speaking of cold weather, did y'all see 25 people got hospitalized for frostbite and hypothermia for that game?
Y'all seen those videos of dudes' beers frozen?
Yes.
And someone took a smart water out of a refrigerator,
and then all of a sudden it freezes.
And you could watch it freeze on the way up. It's unreal.
Everybody's like, it's so dumb, that's so stupid. But I'm going to say this as a sports fan. A bucket list for me is to go to Green Bay and Lambeau Field.
We've talked about that.
Yeah, you've had this conversation.
Yeah.
Just to watch a game. It don't even have to be a playoff game. Yeah. Just a cold weather game at Lambeau Field. I think it'd be amazing. Soldier Field would be
Experience.
awesome. Yeah, Buffalo. I mean, that would be great, and I get it.
Yeah.
I get those fans.
Yeah. What's the coldest game you've ever been in?
Coldest game I ever been to was a Christmas Day game in Nashville, Dallas. It was like 4 degrees and snowing.
I haven't really been to a cold game. I've only been to one NFL game. It was actually the Titans versus Green Bay. I think it was in 2015. That was it was middle of the season. So it was cold. It wasn't too cold, though.
The coldest game I played in was 2 degrees. It was the last game of my junior year. We played a team.
That was cold.
We played a team from Ohio at their place, Fairland, Ohio, and their school is right on the river. So we got
that wind.
God,
Ooh, Lord.
it was awful. But and I never played with sleeves on in baseball or not even in college, baseball or football. Never played with sleeves on because it was just a little too constricting. And I still get really warm. I still sweat like crazy. So I was just trying to. Hey, it's the best graded game I ever had blocking ever. Best graded. I took on a guy. It was a small story. We'll get the local sports here quickly, but took on a guy who eventually played at WVU. Dude, I've graded out 83% blocking that day.
Wow.
Most exhausted I ever was after I gave that dude.
I'll tell you what.
That dude was a stud.
Yeah.
I mean, it took everything I could just to stay in front of the guy. But we lost the game, but it was still, I just remember we went into the locker room at halftime. Our coach just said, you guys are going to get too warm. We came out with 15 minutes left on the clock. We watched both band performances, and we're just goofing off on the sidelines. All right, well,
That's a story.
Let's get to some local sports here. Okay, starting first, the Wildcats. Saturday night, they got bumped up because of weather. Girls, kind of, Hayden, you were there, and I know I talked to you about it a little bit. But slow start for the girls. It was kind of neck and neck midway through the second quarter. All of a sudden, get some good defensive possessions, go on the offensive end, get some M1s. Sophie Cole, J.C. Scott, Cabry Tennant, all in double figures. They come out with a pretty convincing 28-point win in what was a pretty neck and neck game for about the first 12 minutes.
It was a pretty neck and neck game, AJ. We talked about it. The issue was for Franklin County was it felt like they fouled almost every time down the court.
Yeah.
I think that's what, because but the issue was the Lady Cats weren't really knocking down their free throws at the start of the game, and then they started getting hot. They started hitting shots, and then all of a sudden, Sophie Cole got hot, and of course, J.C. Scott, she's doing what she obviously did. And then that fourth quarter, just Cabry Tennant came out of nowhere.
Yeah, 16 points, 3 girls in double figures. We talked about the free throws. They had 18 or so?
Yeah, 18, 19, something like that.
In the first half, so, the Giles County game, they're 14-33. They came out Saturday, 20-27. Wendy said she was thrilled by that,
That's
which
amazing.
I think anyone was. But I mean, dude, what a turnaround from Tuesday to Saturday, 14-33 to 20-27.
And it's hard to play on Saturdays too as a high schooler because you're always expecting to play on
was
Tuesday, Thursday, Friday.
It was a different atmosphere.
Yeah, and you and I talked about it. You and I talked about it.
It's not the fans' fault because Saturday games are just different, especially when you're not used to it.
Band's not there, the energy that you got to bring energy by yourself. Like the crowd really doesn't bring the energy on a Saturday game like that. You got to bring yourself to get that energy.
It's not scheduled that way.
Yeah, it's not.
College games are scheduled on Saturday. High school games aren't scheduled on Saturday.
Right. Yeah, well, it depends on what state.
We're right, but it's just different right here in our area.
Yeah. No, back home in West Virginia, they play on Saturdays pretty regularly. Georgia, they play on Tuesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays. Here, it's just Tuesdays and Fridays. All the places I've worked at have been a bit different, but the boys, neck and neck, man. That Franklin County team much better than the 6-12 record they now have coming into it, and pretty neck and neck. Kind of a slow down. Franklin County is a little bit more deliberate than what Lawrence County is used to. But give the Wildcats all the credit in the world, man. They adjusted big time and got the game in their favor. Had some really good offensive, defensive possessions. Came away with a 6-point win, but really they kind of took over midway through the third, and it never got past 4 points.
Yeah, and I think that just shows you like how good of a coach Bryce is with these guys, because they know like, hey, okay, it's time to turn this around, because you and I were talking about it. They had 7-8 turnovers in just the first half. Like they had, in my opinion, that's probably the worst first half I've seen them play. And then they just flipped a switch in the second half. I mean, they just took off, and props to Franklin County though. I mean, they're not a 6-12 basketball team. Like, and I know I've seen Franklin County many times when I was in high school, and still this day I watch them. I'm always impressed of how they just got a good boys basketball program over there. So, even though they're 6-12, they're going to be hard to beat when it comes to district play.
You hit it, Hayden. Bryce does a phenomenal job in changing when he needs to. Yeah. Whether it's defense, we go in man, we go in zone. Are we going to slow it down on offense, or we just going to let them run a gun? And it just fits our guys.
Sure
they
does.
play so well together, and I don't expect anything different.
Right.
I wasn't at the game. I've got to watch just a little bit of it, but I don't expect anything different from them the rest of the season. I mean, I think that's them.
Yeah. And they had, 7-8 turnovers in the first half, only 3 in the second half.
Only 3 in the second half.
It was just mainly, like I told you on the phone, it was just they were trying to make one extra pass that they didn't need to make. And it's an unselfish thought, which is good, but they were also trying to fit a pass in between 4 blue jerseys, which also wasn't working.
I mean, we talked about it. Like I applaud Logan for having the IQ and the thought of, okay, hey, as soon as I get the rebound, there's going to be an outlet somewhere, so I'm gonna just throw it. I mean, and it's the right play, but when it comes down to, okay, maybe if you're up 15, maybe that might be the play to make. But when you're up 4, let's kind of slow it down. But still, that's the thing. Like, it's good that they're thinking that way, though. I mean, that's obviously how they play offensively. They like to get up and down the court and get the ball quickly to the other side. But, I mean, hey, other than that first half, they can work on that, but it's something I'm not overly concerned about with them.
It was a slow down game. Both teams shot just a hair below 50%, but hey, still scored 62 points in a game of at a much different pace than what they're used to.
yeah.
Well, the day before Friday night, well, both of our other area teams faced off. Starting with the girls' game, Loretto gets out to a big lead. Summertown storms back, but then Loretto kind of takes over there at the end. I think they ended the game on an 11-0 run to win that game. So, I mean, it was everything you were expecting out of both sides. And I mean, let's face it, we all know the reality. We know the reality of their district. We know the reality of the region. Even though there are some good teams in the region, this group is probably going to be at least 4 times this year.
Oh, yeah. I don't see any reason why they shouldn't.
Right.
They play their game. Both teams play like they're supposed to play. They'll meet up again.
Yeah.
Two more championships.
And then what you were talking about, I talked to you about on Saturday, AJ, just, I mean, kind of like what Clint was saying last week on our show, like, they were playing each other. They might have shown each other one, maybe 2 things to be ready for next time, but still, like, I mean, we all kind of know there's only 4 teams in our district.
Yeah.
Lewis County, Mount Pleasant, Summertown, and Loretto.
Yeah.
I mean, it's basically going to be Summertown, Loretto. So
Yeah.
you want to just, you want to play basketball and have fun right now. But, as soon as, like, it's always going to be a good environment. That one was at Loretto. Whenever they go to Summertown, they're going to be ready to play. So I'm excited for that showdown, too.
It was Lawrence County packed in that
Yeah.
place, too.
What videos I got to what I watched on xSports Network? Yeah, it was a packed house, and I heard you say that it felt like the Lawrence County game.
It did. It was packed with a great atmosphere, especially when Summertown was making that comeback on the girls' side. And Carly Campbell had a good game, but Abby Jo Schaefer, I mean, she took that game over in the second half. One of the biggest reasons why Summertown was even. I think they took a 3-point lead before Allie Weathers does what Allie Weathers does.
Yeah,
It's going to lead them to a
quarter.
comeback, yeah.
Yeah.
So on the boys' side, Loretto got out to a quick start, good start. Grayson Burleson with Kerr Burleson in foul trouble gets him back. It's a 6-point game. They got the 4 there early in the third quarter, but after that, I mean, just Loretto's depth. Their bench is really, really good. All the guys that Greg Tips brings in there, and Summertown just couldn't hit shots when they needed to hit shots, and Loretto got the first win.
Yeah, I mean, and that kind of goes to the other side too. Like Summertown's not that far off from Loretto,
No.
and they're young too. Like both of these teams are pretty young. They only have maybe a few seniors, few juniors, and then sophomores. It's kind of the same with Summertown. It's just they play different. I think Summertown's more get up and down the court and shoot threes and just kind of get up quick shots and then, play defense and then let's do it again. Summertown plays a little bit more pace and space of trying to, okay, let's play inside out. Let's get the ball down low to Bowie and then let's kick it out and see what we can do with it, make something out of that. So I think, kind of like the girls' side. I mean, I don't really know what Mount Pleasant and Lewis County looks like. On the boys' side, we'll just have to see so far, but I think these 2 teams are going to see each other down the road just like the girls are.
Yeah.
Oh, they will. I think both teams are coached well, especially on the boys' side. To me, I think Loretto runs the offense, and I think that's some of the difference in the game.
Yeah.
I know defense wins you games, but you got to score baskets. And I felt Loretto just scores a little better as a team.
Yeah.
It looked like they get in their sets a little quicker, especially they go to that half-court offense. It just looks like Loretto had a little bit better advantage the other night against Summertown, in my opinion.
But watch out for Summertown, though, when those guys get going, because
everybody
once they hit threes and they get hot, it's hard.
Yes.
It's hard to stop.
Everybody on the court can handle the ball. Everybody on the court can shoot
the ball.
And when they were down 20 at one point in Murfreesboro Central, who Lawrence County is going to meet.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they already taken the lead back before they got to the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
yeah.
that
Once
team
that
is-
3 gets to falling,
Yeah.
just look out.
Yeah.
Them Sherman boys.
Them
twins,
Sherman boys, they can shoot.
They are dialed in.
Yeah, it's that we're gonna have some fun ones with those guys.
Oh,
as well.
yeah.
So Hayden, before we go to break, give us a quick update. UT Southern men, like we mentioned, undefeated here in the Southern States Conference, and got a bit of a test Saturday. But 9-0 in the league right now.
10-0 actually,
10-0,
16-2. The
18th ranked team in the NAIA.
18th ranked team in the nation, the NAIA. So we were supposed to play tonight, but that got postponed due to the weather. We're going to be playing Stillman. That's in Tuscaloosa, so we're going to play them Monday at 5 p.m. So that'll be a game definitely to watch. But I mean, just you play 2 teams like William Carey. They're obviously long and athletic, and they like to shoot threes. Then you're going to play another team like Loyola, who 2 years ago won the national championship in the NAIA men's side. So. I mean, it was definitely a big test for all of our guys. I think we all came prepared. We knew what it meant. And just they were a long, athletic team. They like to block shots. They like to get up and down the court. They definitely, obviously they can shoot the ball well, but that's not what they want to do. They want to bully you, they want to get inside, and they want to play physical. I mean, I think that's how all the teams are now. Whenever, Coach Line tells all the guys, like, hey, you're 10-0, you're number one team in the conference. You got a target on your back. And I mean, right now, 10-0, 18th ranked team in the nation, that target is as big as, who knows? Just like it's big time right now just because we're excited. Every team we play is a conference game now. And so all the guys are really excited for what's to come. But, hey, I've enjoyed it watching the guys, and I can't wait to see what comes up next for in the conference.
Absolutely. Speaking of coming up next here, the big guy. He's got a new head coach over there in Tuscaloosa.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to talk about that next, coming up on xSports Live.
Urban Meyer.
Employee Resources Credit Union is an easy solution to banking, offering a personal, simple, yet modern way to bank. When you bank with ERCU, you are a shareholder, meaning you own a piece of the pie, and we make it easy with the convenience of digital banking, with service you won't find at another financial institution, including low to zero fees and incredible rates. We have the technology you need with the personal service you deserve, right here in your own neighborhood. Employee Resources Credit Union, not for profit, for service.
I'm Mike Keith, and my friends at Elliott Johnson Insurance have a great partner in Auto Owners Insurance. Auto Owners makes it easy to get life, home, car, or business insurance. Let Elliott Johnson Insurance find the Auto Owners policy that makes a difference in your life. Call Elliott Johnson Insurance at one of their 3 locations, Florence, Loretta, and Lawrenceburg. Elliott Johnson Insurance, moving forward for our clients every day.
For the best meal from south of the border, head to Cocina Real in Puente Grande for lunch and dinner. With a wide array of mouth-watering entrees, there's something for everyone on the menu. And you can't forget the cheese dip. They'll treat you like family, and you'll never leave hungry. Make Cocina Real Mexican Restaurant and Puente Grande Mexican Restaurant your choice for authentic cuisine, located in Lawrenceburg, Tennessee.
Got a dent, a ding, a scratch, or a bent fender? Major or minor, Car Country Collision Center in Leoma can fix you up. Car Country works with all insurance carriers, gives free estimates, can work on foreign and domestic vehicles, and has experience you can trust. They've been in business since 1990. Unfortunately, accidents happen, but you can get your car back on the road with as little hassle as possible with the help of Car Country. Call 931-852-4708 or stop by at 2567 Highway 43 South in Leoma.
Hey everyone, this is Landon Saunders.
And this is Nate Patterson with Cloud9 Fiber.
We're excited to finally be able to offer Lawrenceburg our blazing fast, reliable, and affordable fiber internet services.
If you're looking for a more reliable and more affordable provider, we at Cloud9 Fiber have you covered.
Plans start at $50 a month, and we can offer up to a gigabit to your home or business.
We are excited to be able to offer your first month of service entirely free. We encourage you to sign up on cloud9fiber.com or by calling 931-201-9098 so we can help you make the switch today.
Go.
Whoa, okay.
Whoa.
We didn't get the finger that time. Yeah. We didn't get it. Now,
there we go.
Back here at xSports Live. Back here at xSports Live from the new studio. And hey, we've had no audio issues at that.
No, hey.
Not yet.
Yeah. There we go. No guests, because obviously it'd be pretty irresponsible of us to ask somebody to
we got such great roads out here.
Yeah.
to come in on a day like today.
Especially what you pulled up in, Dusty. I'm telling you, I'm
now,
impressed.
If you got one of those,
Man, it sounded like a NASCAR was outside of our building out here.
Yeah.
Plus, by the way, this guy calls me on Monday. He goes, hey, man, I got stuck in a ditch outside of your house. And I don't think anything of it. I just put my shoes on and I go, a ditch? And he goes, oh, I'm just messing with you. And he just parks in my house. And then he rolls up and parks in my yard and talks to me for a few minutes. So it's all good fun. But the big guy got your new head coach.
I got me a new coach,
Caleb
guys.
DeBoer, what are you thinking?
Hey, it could have been a lot worse. I told you it could have been James Franklin. Yeah. I don't say that Downing was a bad coach, but, I think DeBoer, he's proven he's been a winner. Mm-hmm. Now, listen, I got to be optimistic. I can't just say, okay, this is going to be bad. probably not the greatest hire it could have been. You know, we'll see how it goes. Being a proven winner, I just don't know about the recruit side in the SEC. You know, what's he going to bring? What's going to be his sale? But hey, as long as we got the portal, we see that we're losing players. I mean, every team loses players. It's turning into more of a NFL style. Hey, I don't want to play here. Free agency. I want this much money for this. I want this for that. But I think he's going to bring his guys in. We'll see. Kind of anxious to see where we go. He's an offensive guy. So will he change anything from Nick? You know, where's Milrose stand? You know, as of now, we still haven't lost our 5-star quarterback we had coming in, and he is more the dual threat kind of guy that DeBoer is used to having. We know Milroe can run, but he don't throw the ball that greatest. So, you know, I don't know. We'll kind of see. And I kind of worried about our defense. You know, we've been known. That's been our MO for so long. I don't know. I had a buddy of mine ask me the other day, where do you think y'all stand for his first year? I don't know. We win 8 games maybe.
Well, I mean, and not to knock that, but I'll vouch for you, Dusty. You also said that earlier in the year about this Bama team last year. You know, we didn't know with Milroe and what the guys look like. So, I mean, you never know, but obviously I think it was a good hire for the time just because, you know, hey, he's, like you said, proven winner. He has his play style. It's going to be different from what Bama fans like you normally see. You know, it's usually like defense, and then the offense really cleans up after, cleans it up after that. But, I mean, I'm anxious to see as a Tennessee fan, like, what we need to expect as in, you know, us playing Saban, we only won 1 game when he was in Alabama. Now it's going to be different. I mean, it feels different. I mean, it's going to feel different playing Bama because you're always like, okay, Nick Saban, here we go. That's going to be an issue.
I'm going to stop you. That's my goal. I hate to be ugly, but that's my goal. I've heard enough for the past week. Like, that's the only game I hope we win. I don't care if we lose every game as long as we beat Tennessee now.
Dang.
I'll lose to Auburn.
I mean, you got Georgia on the schedule.
I don't care. I lose every game.
I was trying to vouch for Alabama.
That's all I've heard. That's all I've heard. Oh, we got a new look. You know, it's not going to be the same. And of course it's not the same.
Yeah.
We just lost the greatest, possibly the greatest football coach, undoubtedly the best college coach of all time. Well, yeah, we're going to be different. And I'm just glad Tennessee fans, that's what y'all get to rely on for your season, is that Alabama gets a new coach and we can beat Alabama now.
Well, hey, I'll say that because I'm so excited to hear that.
I mean, kick them
I was excited to hear that, but I mean,
I'm telling you, AJ, it's going to be on, man. Football season, I'm already ready.
Oh yeah, I'm ready for football season.
We need to watch it in this place.
I don't care. We can go live
on the video wall right there.
Hey, they may beat us by 30. You know what I'm going to say? We got a new coach.
Oh, he going to pull that card.
I am. You think a Tennessee fan wouldn't do it?
I would. I'll say it.
And if we beat y'all by 30?
I said it 16 years in a row playing Alabama. It was always something.
If we beat you by 30, I'm going to say, man, this guy's as good as Nick Saban.
Yeah.
I mean, you got one of the 2 national championship coaches, and the other one's going to the NFL.
Yeah, he's going somewhere. I mean, we'll talk about that in a little bit.
You know, I saw something on Facebook, Dusty. I don't know how you feel about this, but they said Nick Saban retired just because Nico Maliava's on the way.
He can't even spell this guy's last
name.
I can't
either.
He didn't even say it right, and I don't even know if he did or not.
Yeah, I think that's right. I could be wrong.
He's just Nico.
Yeah,
he don't even have a last name.
Well, speaking of, we can talk about Jim Harbaugh. I mean, he's interviewed for the Chargers. He's going to interview for other
he's doing an interview for Atlanta. He's going to talk to Atlanta.
Yeah, I mean, if Belichick doesn't get the job, that's pretty much at this
I
point.
think those two are going to swap either way. Whichever one goes to Atlanta, the other one goes to San Diego.
You think he'll go to the Chargers, Belichick?
Yes. And everybody's like, he might go to Dallas. Listen, this is my opinion only about Dallas.
I don't think
Jerry still has complete control. Belichick's not going to let that happen.
Right.
And Belichick could go out there with a quarterback. I mean, Herbert's not bad, guys.
No.
Harbaugh could go to Atlanta. I mean, who wouldn't want to coach down there? I mean, the owners are going to give you everything you want.
Yeah.
I don't think Dallas is it. I think them two pick those teams.
Well,
that's my opinion.
There's another team that I wouldn't be surprised in the near future if they got rid of their head coach. Could you throw Philly in that conversation with Belichick?
I think Shiano's done now, and they done talking today who his replacement is, and I think it's amazing.
Yeah, I mean that guy went from he was like the best coach in the NFL when they were 11-1, lose to the Niners, then they got spanked by the Niners,
dude,
and they got spanked by everybody else along the way. Because there's no way
that's the biggest drop off.
There's no way that Philly team was worse than that Tampa team. That team was just burned
No,
out.
and I know since we're already there, I want to say this. So something's up with Jalen. He don't look the same.
Right.
Whether they talked about his knee, I don't know if it is or not. But if it is, he shouldn't be playing if he's that hurt because he looks that bad. But on the other hand, I noticed the other night the tight end was just all up in his stuff. Well, that tight end was missing some passes. He was dropping the ball.
Yeah, right.
So I'm going to talk about Baker for a minute. Now, maybe y'all agree, maybe disagree. I don't know. I've always been one of these guys who feel like in the NFL, the quarterback is part of the system.
Mm-hmm.
It may not work for some quarterbacks, and it does work for others. So he's been in 4 teams in 2 years, and it's just not been good. Guys, he looked good.
Looked really good.
He looked real
like
good.
him or not, cocky, arrogant, however you want to look at him, that worked for Baker Mayfield going to Tampa Bay.
Mm-hmm.
And look how many passes they dropped the other night. Mike Evans dropped a touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
He dropped another one down the sideline. Tight end dropped a couple. I mean, Baker's throwing dimes.
Yeah. And didn't lose confidence, kept throwing it.
And just kept throwing it to the guys. They look really good. Now, I'm going to give a shout out to my coworker. Look at Detroit.
Gotta love the Lions.
Gotta love the Lions. I told him today, this is going to hurt your feelings, but I said, just what if Green Bay beats San Francisco and Detroit
We've got the
wins.
Packers number in the playoffs. It doesn't
Y'all do.
matter who
Y'all
the
do.
quarterback is.
Y'all do. But I just think about that NFC Championship game, Green Bay
In Detroit.
versus Detroit in Detroit. It'd be crazy.
I want to see Detroit and San Francisco in the championship.
That's my pick.
Game too.
Yeah.
But
because I think we match up better against them. But that's it. Just me.
But let's go back to the Philly real quick.
Yeah.
Why in the world would they put Mike Vrabel's name already out there today?
Because maybe they're lacking.
I mean, did they think just because they got A.J. Brown and they think that he's going to bring Derrick Henry? That's going to
You might as well sell the Tennessee whole organization.
Listen, guys, he's not a good coach.
No.
I've been on his wagon for all year long.
Yeah.
I don't want Derrick Henry to go there. I'm a huge Derrick Henry fan. I think he's unbelievable. I think he's, coming from Alabama and what he's done at the next level is unbelievable. But he don't need to go to Philly.
No.
I think that organization is, do I say not good? I don't really know what word I'm looking for here, but maybe toxic.
Could be.
There's got to be something going on in that locker room with Jason Kelly just retiring like he did like that.
Yeah.
There's other issues in that locker room, I feel like.
Yes, I mean.
Some egos are running.
Mike Vrabel? How do you go from a Super Bowl team to where you're at now, and then you think Mike Vrabel's going to beat? No.
Fans are throwing popcorn at the stands at you.
Dude, they were just trashing on
Yeah,
Shiano.
they were.
I think Seattle's going to be a good fit for somebody.
But going back to the college side of things, we'll get into the NFL in the next segment. But who do you think takes over at Michigan when Harbaugh does leave?
I think they're going. I drew a blank. The offensive coordinator.
Yeah, I think they're going to bring him. I think he'll be the head coach.
I think he deserves it.
That's the obvious because you're not going to lose any in the portal.
No,
it's the same guy. He's going to retain the majority of that staff, and I think they played better with him.
I do too.
Than with Harbaugh.
Yes, I mean he coached them 6 games.
Yeah, and we're good.
And talking about Michigan too, why is McCarthy going to NFL?
Oh my God,
he's not ready.
He's not
He's not ready.
No, he's not ready.
No, he's not.
And I hate. I mean, dude, he's going to be undrafted.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
I don't think he's not ready for what he's asking for.
Now the portal. How about Quinshon Junkins going to Ohio State? They get
Ohio State might be my favorite for next year right now with all they've got.
But I mean, quarterback's still an issue. They got Will Howard from Kansas State, which he can be really good at times. At other times, he's just standing there waiting for someone to sack him.
You're right, but I think there's a but to it. I think he gets in that offense with Ryan Day and what he's got coming back around him. I mean, they're not losing any linemen
or running backs.
I mean,
No
they
one
lost
on-
Marvin.
Who was the wide receiver he decided to come back?
Not Marvin Harris.
Yeah, it was the other one. He decided to come back.
His name, it's hard to pronounce name. But,
But I mean, he's coming back.
Their top 3 defensive guys who are going to be first-round picks decided to come
They're
back.
coming back. Yep.
I mean, it's like they're running it back to win a title.
Yeah.
I like it, and I do. I mean, I'm not an Ohio State guy by no means,
I hate him.
but I like it.
Yeah.
You know, Marvin Harrison Jr. I mean, he could have got $20 million coming back in NIL, but hey, he deserves to go pro.
He can get endorsement money and NFL money.
Yes,
he can
exactly.
get 2 paychecks.
But talking about that, where are we putting Georgia? I mean, I know Bowers is leaving, but they're bringing back.
Yeah.
I mean,
basically everybody's coming back.
Everybody's coming back for Georgia.
Yeah.
With a tight end.
Yeah.
Who only played, 9 games.
I don't know.
They showed on the
I don't
big
think they'll be
board.
as good as they were. I think they'll have a little bit of drop off, but not too much of a drop off.
I mean,
I think they'll lose.
I think y'all in the SEC are going to be good.
Yeah. They did have a lot of guys transfer out.
Yeah.
too.
They did. Oh, man, what's Kelly doing at LSU? He's loading up for something.
Yeah.
I think it's funny, when I say funny, that these Alabama guys that are jumping in the portal, I get it, man. Nick left. I understand it. But they just jump right in the portal. I'm leaving. Someone's going to Florida State. Why?
Day one.
They're on sanctions.
Yeah.
I mean, the Florida State was pissed off because they didn't make the championship, didn't make the playoffs. Yeah. Now they ain't going to get to do nothing for at least 2 years.
Yeah, I'd say.
I mean, come on.
I don't get it either.
Well, never mind. I was going to say coaching, but that's definitely not it.
And here's another question real quick in college football. We talk about the portal. Real talk. Where's Arch Manning go? He's not staying at Texas. Now that Quinn Ewers is coming back.
It's not going to happen because I saw a report of him going to Oregon. That's not happening.
I think
with
LSU,
Dylan Gabriel there.
I think he's going to try to get there.
Well, doesn't he already have to be in the portal? Hadn't that window already closed?
And we're talking about college football, man. At this point, I don't know.
I know.
Yeah.
But
there's a lot of rules with portals now that I don't really know all the portal rules. But, I mean, like I said, I saw a report that saw that he was considering Oregon. He's not going to Oregon with Dylan Gabriel going to Oregon, and then the UCLA 5-star from last year transferring to Oregon. Yeah. So that's already going to be a stacked quarterback room. But
yeah, he ain't going he's going to go somewhere where he can play because you got to think. I was telling my buddy, he's like, he can just sit one more year. No, he can't sit one more year.
You can't sit. If he wants to draw a check, yeah.
I'm sorry, but Sarkisian's not Nick Saban. He can't coach these boys in the stand 3 years and then playing 1 year and then going on. That is just not happening.
No, it's a different day and age in college football.
Yeah.
Well, coming up next, we kind of got into it a little bit, but coming up next, we're getting to the NFL here on xSports Live.
Hey everyone, this is Landon Saunders.
And this is Nate Patterson with Cloud9 Fiber.
We're excited to finally be able to offer Lawrenceburg our blazing fast, reliable, and affordable fiber internet services.
If you're looking for a more reliable and more affordable provider, we at Cloud9 Fiber have you covered.
Plans start at $50 a month, and we can offer up to a gigabit to your home or business.
We are excited to be able to offer your first month of service entirely free. We encourage you to sign up on cloud9fiber.com or by calling 931-201-9098 so we can help you make the switch today.
A local law firm respected throughout the state. Generations of clients have turned to Boston, Holt, and Durham since 1948. We assist individuals and businesses with their legal needs, including real estate, property closings, personal injury, employment discrimination, and family law. Our clients get the personal attention and convenience of a hometown law firm with the resources and ability to handle any case. Come see us at Boston, Holt, and Durham. Financial advisor Scott Beasley knows time spent with family is everything. As a founder of Beasley Wealth Management, his mission is to give clients the freedom to enjoy time with family without the burden of financial concerns. A local of Lawrenceburg, Scott deeply values building relationships with clients, ensuring they make informed decisions concerning asset management, tax planning, and retirement planning. Offering a free initial consultation, Beasley Wealth Management helps clients pursue their aspirations with confidence.
Arctic Air keeps your home or business comfortable. For more than 20 years, we provided outstanding residential and commercial services through Southern Middle Tennessee. Whether you need assistance with your heat, air conditioning, preventive maintenance, or anything in between, trust our reliable team to get the job done. We'll take the time to figure out your specific needs and recommend what we believe is right and best for your situation.
We've been using Arctic Air for over 15 years now. Their service is great, they're here when we need them, and their prices are competitive. They take the worry out of the heat and air so I don't have to.
Arctic Air. When you need us, we'll be there.
Do you have a small farm, a big farm, or just critters in the backyard to feed? If you answered yes to any of those questions, then you need to make the short drive down to A&B Feeds in Etheridge, Tennessee today. Owner and operator Jamie Ayers has you covered and will treat you right. That's A&B Feeds in Etheridge, Tennessee.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the xSports Network.
And welcome back to xSports Live here with Dusty and Aiden. Talking the NFL once again, guys. Let's get into it. We saw Steelers Bills coming, even though the Steelers hung with them for the most part.
Chiefs and Dolphins, I think.
AFC was chalk.
AFC was chalk. I mean, we knew Miami was going to go in there. Did you guys watch the Hard Knocks of Miami going in there?
No, I haven't seen.
Oh, dude, that, like the amount of foot warmers, hand warmers they took. I mean, you could tell that team was just not ready.
Listen,
A for the Chiefs and B for the weather.
I tell you that they postponed the game in New York and Buffalo for snow, and I get it.
Dude, the images of that were
awesome.
awesome.
Dude, in the stands, they had to like dig their seats just to sit down.
I seen a Pittsburgh fan had his son behind him. He was like,
both of his family. He's just he's like, I'm from Western PA. We get this all the
we're
time.
talking like over his knees.
Yeah.
But that cold weather in Kansas City at Arrowhead Stadium, when Mahomes' helmet got busted, you know it's cold.
Yeah.
0 at kickoff. And then
it was negative 27 wind chill.
Negative 27 wind chill.
Fourth coldest game in NFL history.
I don't know. I don't even know how they play the game. And,
much less be a fan watching the game.
Yeah, we talk about going sitting in a cold game in Green Bay. Holy cow.
That's dangerously cold.
Yes.
I've been to a game in Arrowhead before. It was a Monday night, 2004 against the Patriots. It was like late November. It was cold then. I can't imagine.
And the way that wind blows there, it's like it just circulates. It's like a tornado inside that stadium.
Well, they did like those like sideline cameras and all that stuff. Guys warming up, and literally Travis Kelce had his helmet off and he had one of those ski masks. It was just coming off his head too. And I'm thinking,
and my dad asked a question. He's like, "Why do they build stadiums like that?" I was like, "Well, Dad, that stadium's old."
Yeah, it's been there since the '60s.
I said, and they built stadiums in those towns for football weather.
Yeah.
I said, football's a cold weather sport. Now, the new stadiums are being built in domes so they can host other things like WrestleMania and your big concerts and things like that. Yeah. But I don't have a problem with it. You know, it's part of football. Let's play the game. I understand the whole Buffalo side. That was dangerous travel and stuff like that. They needed an extra day. But cold weather's dangerous, don't get me wrong. But, hey, props to those guys. That's why they're professional athletes. And
well, speaking of the Chiefs, now I got to go to Buffalo.
Oh, guys, I think that's going to be.
Oh boy, that's going to be.
It's
that
been
round
the other
4?
way around. It's been Buffalo going to Kansas City. Yeah. You know, it's the first time that a Patrick Mahomes quarterback team has had to play a playoff game on the road.
Yep.
Other than the Super Bowls.
I remember saying that.
Josh Allen, he turns the football over about as much as Dak Prescott does. But guys, I think he'd do it.
Yeah.
I think it's their time.
Yeah, I think
it's in Buffalo. No one wins playoff games in Buffalo. They never.
And it's supposed to be really cold in that game too. If not, I think it's supposed to be colder than the Steelers game the other night
Dude,
was.
Western New York cold. If you've never experienced Western New York cold, dude, it's a different type of cold.
Oh, yeah.
Because they're right on Niagara Falls. They're
Yeah.
right. I mean, it's a different. I've experienced it a couple times. It's a different cold than what you'll experience. You all think this is cold out here. Western
No.
New York cold is like a different world out there.
Just in, the Cowboys are not making a change at head coach.
Oh, we'll just enjoy beating them and making fun of them
Another
every
first
year.
round exit in the playoffs next year.
They won't even make the playoffs next year.
But the other game, Houston and Baltimore, I mean, we all pretty much penciled in that Cleveland was going to win that game.
Well, yeah, we did.
And
C.J. Stroud. I mean, I hate to give props to anybody from Ohio State, but my goodness.
3 touchdowns, 257
Really
yards.
good.
Guys, he's throwing dimes.
Now, they're going to Baltimore, and Baltimore has a history of getting that first round bye and blowing it.
Oh,
Blowing
this
it in
is
the divisional round.
This
saw
is
against
It's
Tennessee.
set up for it again.
It is set up for it again, but I'm gonna go the other side. It's also set up for Lamar Jackson to go ahead and seal the deal.
Right.
He signed the contract. He held out a little bit. He got his money, and he's done it all year long. He's been the guy. It's time for him to shine.
But if he doesn't do it,
He won't hear the end of it.
no, yeah.
Oh, if he won't do
and
it.
then Baltimore's stuck with him. What are you going to do? A guy that's just never won big
Can't trade
games?
him.
Well, I mean, I guess they could do it if they could find somebody like Cleveland did with Deshaun.
Trade Dak for Lamar.
Boy, that'd be
In
Oh,
Dallas.
man.
Oh.
Listen, guys, we could have such a field day with this Dallas team and all this stuff. I mean, I don't even know where to start. Like, it's bad.
Dak was awful. Give Green Bay credit. They came in prepared. They
Listen,
came in ready
How
to
does he
play.
get that? Did y'all watch that play? How do you get that wide open, though? Like, I'm watching that. Dad and I were watching the game, and I'm like, there's no way he's that's not a missed assignment. That is a bonehead move.
Yeah. Right.
To let him be
100%.
that
Yes.
that wide open.
But props to Green Bay. They come in with a game plan. They were going to play physical on defense, just like Kansas City done Miami. But Green Bay, their DBs and safeties, they were hitting them receivers early.
Right.
They're punching them in the mouth on the line of scrimmage, and CeeDee Lamb couldn't handle it.
Right.
He could not handle it. And then Dak, he's laid a Dak moment.
Yeah, another Dak moment.
In the playoffs.
In the playoffs.
Which is
But
what everyone's
go-
afraid is going to happen with Lamar
Okay, then
Jackson.
going back to Green Bay, we'll talk about Jordan Love in a little bit, I bet. But Dallas, they couldn't stop that run for anything.
Aaron
They
Jones.
could. Aaron. Woo. What do you? I think he had over what?
It was like
110
It
yards.
was 115 yards, 3
Yeah.
touchdowns.
Yeah.
At one point, he had 3 touchdowns and 67 yards.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, come on.
they could not stop the run.
And
at
I
all.
let's go back in something right here. And I brought this up the other day, and I don't know. I don't think me and AJ's talked about this one yet. So let's go back 3 decades.
Okay.
All right, y'all have fun.
Green Bay has had 3 quarterbacks. They went to Brett Favre
Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers.
and Jordan Love. When has an organization hit a home run with all 3 guys that they've drafted? They drafted when they drafted Aaron Rodgers. They said, "Art, you're going to sit behind Brett Favre and you're going to learn all you can learn."
Well, you can. I mean, I'm trying to. Maybe Dallas when you went from Staubach to White to Aikman, but there was a bit of a transition in between White and Aikman.
Yes, there was. And then one of my buddies like, "Oh, Andy, no, they had Peyton, and then they went to Andrew, and then that was it. Andrew retired, and that was it." No, you start thinking about it, guys. No organization has hit it with 3 guys, and them just to sit and wait, get drafted and wait.
The only one I can really think of is you went from Montana, Young, and then Jeff Garcia made a couple Pro Bowls. But
Yeah.
he wasn't a Super Bowl type
Right.
long-term guy in San Francisco.
But you know, like you draft Aaron Rodgers, and you say you're going to sit behind Brett Favre, you're going to learn it, and that's going to be it.
Yeah. Do the same with Jordan Love.
I mean, Aaron was so mad when they drafted Jordan Love, and he stayed, another 3 years.
Yeah, he had to go do ayahuasca for a week. He was so
Yeah.
mad.
But guys, I mean, that's unbelievable. We talk about a lot of things in NFL, It's unbelievable.
I know who's so upset. Chicago fans. I bet they're hot.
Oh man,
That's
because they've drafted 14 quarterbacks in the last
think about
10 years.
Cleveland.
Get them right.
Cleveland's the same way.
And now you got an older quarterback. Joe Flacco's not a long-term answer.
No.
And your long-term answer is a head case, and it's just not
That
what
you're
you
stuck
paid.
with him.
That you're stuck for, and that's going to be a cap hit for years. It's
And you gave up basically all your first-round picks to Houston,
And
which
I'm
is
mad
an up and
because I had them
rising
picked
team.
to win AFC. Way to go to Sean.
Yeah, they got to the playoffs.
He didn't get nothing.
That was all
Freaking
Joe Flacco.
joke.
Free massage.
A 39-year-old washed-up Joe Flacco gets him to the playoffs.
I didn't know this, but me and him were talking about Saturday. They led the league in turnovers. They had 37 going into the game, and no team that's ever led the league in turnovers has A, won a playoff game, or B, won the Super Bowl.
That's
still not good. Well,
Still not there.
On the NFC side, we talked a bit about it. Tampa, Detroit. It's going to be in Detroit. They get not one but two playoff games, and they don't have to worry about bad officiating in Dallas. Tampa comes to them. It's indoors. What an atmosphere that was the other night. Now they get another chance at it.
Talking about that, did you see that moron asked the coach of Tampa Bay what it was like? Did you see that?
She's not a sports reporter. She's a news reporter on assignment because that television station,
but
it's kind of close to my old,
But I mean, surely somebody was in her ear.
No one was in her ear.
She asked what the weather. Are you
told,
ready for the weather?
She was told to go there. Yeah, she's not
bless
sports,
her heart.
Yeah, exactly. She's not
Well, I'm gonna call her a moron then, but bless her heart.
that's
She
it.
asked, "What's it gonna be like playing in that weather?" And he said, "Ma'am, did you not know it's indoors?"
She probably didn't because that used to be a TV station that had 3 sports guys, now has 0, and they sent a news reporter to cover that. Poor girl, and now she's
She
being
doesn't know.
mocked. Yeah, she didn't know. She got put in a bad spot. Yeah. It's probably the second of like 5 stories she had to do that day. It's I personally, since I've been in the news business, I know how that works. And she just got like, "Can you go do this Buccaneers press conference?"
So sure.
And someone should have just said, "You know what? Just roll video. Don't ask any questions."
Yeah. So I'm gonna ask you, how bad y'all put it on Green Bay?
Couple touchdowns. I think it's going to be close. I think Green Bay's coming in with a lot of momentum, but I think the Niners are undefeated off bye weeks and extra weeks to prepare under Shanahan. So they come out.
Did you see where he said he started preparing for him for the second quarter?
Yeah. I mean, I think the defensive line's going to come out. Everyone's going to be healthy. I think the offense is going to stumble out of the gates a little bit, but kind of pick it up about the second, third possession. I think it's going to be close to about mid-third quarter, and then they take over and win by a couple scores.
Yeah, I think it's going to be just like that, AJ.
I think at least 14. I mean, that's 2 possessions.
Yeah, 14 to 17, I think.
Yeah, you know what? But there again, it is the playoffs, and it is the NFL, and it's one game. It could be a game. Well, I still think y'all win.
Yeah.
But it could, who knows? It could come down to a
it could come down to a
I
field
don't care
goal.
if they win by a point. As long as they
It's
win.
a win's a win.
Win's a win, yep.
Anything could happen.
Yep.
So, okay, AFC, what about the Mike Tomlin deal?
I couldn't believe he
should have
walked
been out 5 years ago, to be honest with you.
And
I've got a lot of friends who are Steelers fans. I've covered the Steelers on a couple of occasions. That guy's arrogance, because he knows he can get away with anything, because if he just keeps having winning seasons, makes it to the playoffs,
He's got nothing to worry.
their offense is atrocious because no matter who your OC is, that guy's still in charge. And ever since Big Ben's left,
it's been bad.
Because Big Ben ran the offense, it's been bad. And
it was
wasn't
Ben's
really
offense.
Yeah, and it really wasn't great at the end of Big Ben's tenure there.
No.
So, Tomlin just doesn't adjust because he knows he's going to win 10 games a year.
10
make
games.
the
Plus
playoffs,
500
and lose by 5 touchdowns in the playoffs and still get another year on his contract.
Yep.
I just thought
He should be gone, though.
He should be. I just thought it was kind of out of place just to walk off like that. I thought.
Well, I'm glad you guys think so.
Didn't
Taking
he
up
come-
for my old profession.
Yeah, didn't he
Well, I mean,
come
he's asked
out with a
simple
video,
question.
though, earlier today, or was it yesterday?
I'm
talking
not
about the situation. I haven't watched it, but I
He
mean,
said,
Tomlin
he
did?
said
Yeah.
he's coming back.
Yeah, he's coming back, but I mean, I just think it was uncalled for to act like that. Go and answer the question or no comment, something.
Yeah,
He
say
just
no
said,
comment.
Like, well, I'll address that another time. But just to
Something.
like,
Just
I've been in a lot of those press conferences where someone asks the coach and they just eye roll and like either give some BS answer, or I've seen coaches, ADs, players kind of walk out and that sort of stuff. Worst is, which is, I think I've explained why I don't like Kirby Smart, is the 2 years I covered the team, they had a special needs reporter. He actually asked good questions. If you read his articles, he did a really good job as a reporter. I still think he's there, but every time he would ask a question, it took him a little bit longer than the rest of it to get it out, and Kirby would just be like. So, he might be a great coach, people, but he's a terrible person. I think you're going to find out more about that, especially since this lawsuit that's starting to come out.
Yeah, this whole deal with Kirby's going to unfold. I've been reading into what she's telling me. Yeah.
He's not a good person. I mean, let's just face it, most college football coaches at the higher levels aren't.
No.
Because they got to do a lot of dirty, shady stuff. So, all right, guys. Well, good talk there about the NFL. Certainly see starting Saturday. I kind of like that they play 2 on Saturday.
I do too.
2 on Sunday, and then since we got snowed in, we got 2 on Monday.
That was awesome.
That was awesome. Even though I'm not a fan of the Monday playoff games, but
if
you're snowed in.
What else you got? We had wrestling and football.
Yeah. Well, speaking of wrestling, guys, we're going to be talking a little bit about the Royal Rumble, and we're going to talk about the worst booking decisions of all time in wrestling. That's coming up next on xSports Live. Maybe.
This is Jason at Volco Auto Supply in Lawrenceburg. For over 90 years, Volco has been a family-owned company. We're proud of our past and excited about our future. We're open to the public for wholesale and retail trade. We carry product lines such as Milwaukee Tools, Lucas Oil, and Malco products. We carry all major brands of lubricants like Shell Rotella, Haviland, Castrol GTX, Mystic, Motorcraft, Valvoline, Kindle, and Mobil. We here at Volco offer a complete line of car detailing supplies, shop supplies, tire repair products, and lawnmower supplies. Check us out online at VolcoAutosupply.com or at 416 Buffalo Road here in Lawrenceburg.
Truett's Garage Doors in Leoma, Tennessee is your one-stop for new garage door installations for all commercial and residential buildings, plus they offer full service on all existing doors. Need a new garage door opener? Truett's Garage Doors has you covered. As an AMAR Gold and LiftMaster dealer, Truett's Garage Doors offers the best pricing anywhere in the area. A family-owned and operated business, Truett's Garage Doors has been helping Tennessee and Alabama residents since 1999. Call the pros today at Truett's Garage Doors, 931-201-6464.
Whether you're shopping in Lawrenceburg, Loretto, Summertown, or Mount Pleasant, Tegan's Food Stores has you covered with the best quality food at the best prices. From Cash Saver to Superama and CB Foods, stop by your neighborhood Tegan's Food Store today.
If you want the best clean and wash experience, you need to catch the happy wave at Tidal Wave Auto Spa. Don't settle for streaks, dirt residue, water spots, and weak vacuums that you can get at just any car wash. At all our locations, you will be greeted by a smiling attendant who will pre-wash your car front and back to remove any stubborn bugs and dirt before guiding you through the tunnel, where your car will be treated to the ultimate spa treatment with state-of-the-art equipment and one-of-a-kind wash experience that will give your car a showroom shine. Afterwards, you can help yourself to our free powerful vacuums, cleaning cloths, and glass and surface cleaner for the perfect finishing touch. When it comes to caring for your car, don't settle for any wash and pay for all the extras. Get the best when you catch the happy wave at your local Tidal Wave Auto Spa.
The Summit of Lawrenceburg is the premier senior and assisted living community in the region. The Summit makes it home for you or your loved one with diverse suites that welcome and encourage community, plus gathering spaces, neighborhoods, daily activities, and a wonderful staff that supports you every day.
Hi, I'm Tara Blue. I'm the new director of the Summit, and we would like to invite you and your family to come and tour our facility. We would love to see you here.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the xSports Network.
Welcome back to xSports Live, guys. Now getting into a little bit of wrestling. We got the Royal Rumble coming up here in a couple weeks. we were talking about it while eating wings and some chips and having a good time. And I mean, have you been? It's been a while. I mean, me and you have been. You know, you watch wrestling more regularly than I do, and you know, we're all wrestling fans, especially old school wrestling fans. I don't think I've been this excited about something for a very long time in the Royal Rumble. You got the fatal four-way for the belt, which we all know Roman Reigns is going to win.
Well,
but then the Royal Rumble, who's going to be
there's
there
a bunch of stars.
Who comes in? You know, who's going to be the surprise?
I think there's a bunch of surprises.
Yeah.
You know, I say a bunch. I mean, they're already there with like Orton and Punk and Cody and, you know,
LA Knight
and those guys. But as a surprise,
there's always one that no one sees coming.
I mean, I picked him the other night. I think the surprise guy, and he's got to be in the mix. There's two of them for me, two guys. Yeah. And outside of that, I don't care. But one of them's John Cena, and the other's Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, I think I agree with you there.
The Rock's not going to be in the Rumble match. He's going to get his chance against Roman to dethrone him from the head of the table, just the family aspect of it.
Yeah.
So I don't think The Rock would be the surprise, but I think Cena, because they got to build that up. We've talked about it, and I think Lesnar's been quiet. You know, they got the UFC thing coming back, so he's kind of got to get back in the spotlight a little bit. I think we see Lesnar or Cena come back to me as a surprise entrance. Or both.
Or both of them at the same time. That'd be great.
I mean, I'm just thinking, you know, because in that fatal four-way, because it's Randy Orton, it's LA Knight, it's AJ Styles,
and Roman.
A couple of those guys are going to end up in the Rumble.
Oh, sure. I think all three of them could.
Yeah.
Whoever, we know who's going to win.
We all know who's going to win. What's the schedule, though, look like? Is that the first match of the night, though?
No.
It's normally next to last.
It should be.
Next to last.
Because you'll have the women's rumble like towards the beginning, and you'll have the championship, and then because there's normally not a ton of matches in the Royal Rumble because each rumble match lasts an hour.
Yeah,
they may run the four-way before the Rumble.
That's why I'm thinking, like if they do it beforehand, they get rest.
They just come right out.
Yeah,
because there's no way they wouldn't enter the Rumble and then have a fatal four-way match. That wouldn't be smart. So it would have to be title match, fatal four-way, and then we go into the Rumble.
Okay, so what about this? I don't know if they've said anything about that, but you know how they have special guests or like hosts. Do you think The Rock, possibly that could be announced? Because I've been reading Triple H has got something up his sleeve for the Royal Rumble this year.
I mean, it's possible. I think that something special, you know, something like that could still be John or Brock. I don't think that. As much as I want to think outside the box, I don't think we can go too far outside the box.
Yeah, because you don't want too much.
Well, no, because we got a lot right now. You got to think, man. You got CM Punk, Cody, Seth. Seth's in a crazy storyline with Drew McIntyre.
Right,
or trying to be in with Drew McIntyre. Gunther is now trying to put his name in, try to get in the running in the Rumble.
Yeah.
He still ain't lost his Intercontinental title.
But
then you got Main Event Jay.
Yeah.
I still think he could come in and cause Roman to lose in a fatal four-way. Even though I say that, I think he'll try to get him to lose.
Right.
He's not going to lose. I don't know, man. Just a kid in me says we're going to see something crazy, and it's going to be between one of those two guys. I don't think they're going to add any more guys to it because there's not enough room with Orton still. I mean, we can talk about. I mean, there's so many guys and not enough. You know. They're having to put the guys together in a match already.
Right.
You know, and I heard what y'all talking about LA Knight. I don't think LA Knight, he's not taking a back seat to anybody.
No.
I think he's doing what he's supposed to do, and that's put these guys where they're supposed to be.
Right. And he's talking up the talk. He's doing a good job. They're still putting him in championship matches.
Yes.
I think they've got a game plan for him.
Oh, absolutely.
But there's so many storylines that we've got to finish before LA Knight can get there. We've got to finish Cody's. CM Punk is now in the, and now in the picture, which you weren't seeing a couple months ago.
No,
Randy's got some unfinished business coming back. There's a lot.
Everybody wants the bloodline right now. Yeah. Everybody wants.
Yeah, I mean everybody wants to dethrone Roman. I think that's why I think it's got to be The Rock dethrone Roman,
and then he gives it to.
And then I think he gives it to Cena. John Cena's passing Ric Flair. I'm telling y'all, I'll bet it. He's passing Ric Flair.
I mean, I wouldn't put him past that. But
he's
just like I know John loves WWE, but at just this stage in his career,
He don't have to be there, but he can be there one night a month.
Mm-hmm.
It's not about what he's doing.
Yeah.
It's about what he's done.
Right.
That's true.
And John Cena deserves it.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Over 660 Make-A-Wishes.
Yeah.
Guys, come on.
Carried the industry for 10 to 15 years.
He actually single-handedly put that on his back. When
Right.
CM Punk walked out
Mm-hmm.
and said, "I'm your guy, Vince."
Yeah.
Triple H, I'm your guy.
And he did.
And he
yeah.
he done a phenomenal job. If you want to use the word, I know AJ's in the mix, but it's amazing what he's done.
Mm-hmm.
John Cena deserves that one more title.
And then maybe Cody takes it from him. There you go.
Because John would not have a problem
No.
passing the torch.
Because he's in Hollywood now.
He's in Hollywood,
Yeah.
and it's not, and that wouldn't be a face versus heel kind of thing. That would just be, I'm
Yeah.
giving here's your
Here's your chance.
title that you need to fulfill your resume as one of the greatest for Cody.
Yeah. You know who my out of the box Rumble entrant's going to be?
Who?
Can you imagine? Just think about it.
Oh gosh.
Because he's been kind of showing some videos of getting back in shape. You know, he's
I think
been
I know where he's going with this.
stone cold.
That's where I
'Cause it's
think
been
you were
rumored
going.
for years that he's going to enter the
Dude,
Rumble.
he's
one
been
of
in the
these
gym
days.
lately. I'm telling you.
I don't think his legs will let him.
Oh, he doesn't have to be in the ring long, just enough to give a few stunners, and someone just eliminates him from behind and just.
Oh, so you're not saying he's going to win?
No.
You're just saying this.
No.
Just the entrance and everybody goes crazy.
Man.
Because where's the Rumble at? Is it in? It's in.
Let's just see.
St. Petersburg.
Yeah.
It's at the Rays ballpark.
Yeah.
Which why? I don't know why they continue to do events in that place. Parking's terrible. The building's awful. I've been to several baseball games and football games there. It's not a great place.
Well, okay. Let's stick kind of the Roman side. We talk about all the storylines. I think really it's starting to discredit Seth in the World Heavyweight Championship, and that's my issue with that because it's obviously that's definitely the secondary prize, and everybody's dropping to that. Drew, there's a bunch of guys that I think should dethrone Seth. Drew, he carried the company during the pandemic. He never won in front of a live crowd.
Yeah.
He was in basically his home country, about to win it until Solo got involved against Roman.
Yeah.
I think he's a perfect candidate for the World Heavyweight Championship, but I mean, there's just a bunch of guys with storylines, and Roman's just not there enough for. Everybody wants the bloodline.
Yeah. But, and I agree 100%. But when that music hits, what's that place do?
Explodes.
Well, stupid.
Yeah.
He's still getting a pop. And it's hard to take that away from him.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, if you just want to look at it, we talked about John. Roman's put it on his back.
Yeah.
Oh,
yes. He has.
I feel like he took it from Seth because Seth couldn't do it.
Right.
Yeah.
Roman done it.
Right.
And understand Roman's got the family with the Usos and how that's all played out. But he had a little support, that family support that Seth didn't have. Even the guys behind the scene like Rikishi and his grandfather and all that stuff. Roman's carried that. He carried the program.
And good booking around that too.
Oh,
great booking.
and to fight what he fought with the leukemia,
Yeah.
you know, it's amazing. And I hate it. Kind of bothered me that they put him as a heel.
Yeah.
But then when you sit back and look at it,
It helped him out.
it killed it, man. I mean, it just took it over the top.
But I think it really helped him though too, because like obviously I've watched it. There's been a few times where John Cena's talked about it. Roman wasn't ready a long time ago. Vince tried to push him to the top. He couldn't really carry a promo.
No, he
and then
couldn't.
after he went away with the pandemic, he came back. What was it? Payback. Whenever Bray Wyatt, the Fiend, and then Braun Strowman came back. He came back completely different. I think Paul Heyman had something to do with it too.
Oh, Paul Heyman. I don't know. You read stuff about Paul outside of wrestling. I don't know if he's a good dude or not. But
Yeah, I don't know, but still, I think
for what he does inside wrestling is
Yeah.
unbelievable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think that gimmick transition of him going from the big dog to the tribal chief now, that really just elevated his career.
It's good booking. Now, speaking of booking, I didn't want to pose this to you guys earlier today. I did before we ate. I've been watching a lot of videos, work it out in my freezing cold garage last couple days. But Worst booking decisions of all time.
I got one for me,
Okay.
and it's from my early teen years for me. It was Lex Luger and how Vince destroyed Lex Luger. I feel like Vince destroyed it.
Yeah.
And you know where I'm going with it. I can vividly see
I remember
Luger
watching that match.
slamming Yokozuna. One of the first times
It was on that battleship too.
they were in overseas. Yeah. If I ain't mistaken, we'd have to look it up, but it might have been 4th of July, somewhere in that time frame.
Well, they did it in New York City.
Yeah, but because Luger had on the American flag shirt, you know, he
Comes
wore
in on the helicopter.
Yes, and they give the belt to Hogan.
Yeah. Well, no, it was it was a count out.
Well, yeah, but
Yeah, you're thinking about Brett.
well, no, Luger. They were setting up SummerSlam was in August.
Yeah.
This happened in July. They got the momentum because Yokozuna had the belt.
Yeah.
But they ended up giving the belt to Hogan.
No, you're thinking that was earlier that year. It was Hogan came back. It was '93. Remember, Hogan came back. Brett lost in like 9 minutes to Yokozuna. Then Hulk Hogan squashed him in like 22 seconds.
Outside. It was outside. That was in Wembley. That was over.
That was Little Caesar's Palace.
Yes, Caesar's.
In Vegas.
Yes.
And then Yokozuna won it back on the next pay-per-view.
Yeah, that
and then
sounds
he
about
fought Lex
Okay.
at SummerSlam.
All right.
Yeah, he fought Lex at SummerSlam in a count out, and then they built it up again. Like you're thinking, okay, well he's gonna win it at WrestleMania, and then they did that weird like, well Brett and Owen are gonna fight, and then Lex and Yokozuna are gonna fight. Then Brett ended up winning it.
Yes.
It was,
I just
wasn't
feel
a
like,
great
I feel like that whole thing with Luger was just done wrong.
Yeah. Yeah, well, it's part of it's bad booking. You built a guy up who, let's just face it, Lex Luger was not at that point in time in his life, and he's even admitted it that he wasn't ready to be a world champion.
He wasn't ready, but you just got him from WCW.
Yeah, he looks amazing.
He's in phenomenal shape, one of
Yeah.
the best physiques we've seen.
Yeah,
and just comes in and completely destroys your biggest heel
yeah,
on a battleship in front of all these American soldiers on 4th of July,
yeah,
and then you just kind of just pushed it off.
yeah. Lex Express took him on that bus.
Yeah. Oh,
So
man.
great.
And it's funny that Yokozuna was not Japanese either.
Yeah, he's Hawaiian.
He's Hawaiian. He's
Yeah.
part of the Rocks.
Yeah.
That's all.
Bloodline.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
no,
bloodline.
No pun intended.
Yes.
You got one, Nate?
Well, this is probably more of my age when I grew up because I started watching WWE in like 2009, 2010. That's whenever I mentioned it to you guys whenever we're eating the Nexus and the John Cena rivalry. Dude, they could have used the Nexus big time.
Can you even name any of the Nexus if they're even still in wrestling?
Wade Barrett's an announcer.
Yeah, he's an announcer.
David Otunga.
Otunga, I don't even know what he's doing. I think.
What was the little redheaded dude's name?
Oh, you talking
Heath Slater?
He's from West Virginia.
You're the one who talked about being, you know,
I've got kids.
I got kids. I need this job.
Yeah,
But
Ryback was a part of it.
Ryback was a part of it.
Michael McGillicuddy was one. He was the guy who used
He was the new one. Husky Hairspray White. He
Yep.
was in the new Nexus.
Sure was.
But no, I mean, dude, all those NXT guys from season 1. Then again, Daniel Bryan was in that group, and then after they took over that Raw segment, that's when everybody knew. And of course, I was listening to a podcast. It was Edge. He was talking about it. He was doing a show, and he was talking about it. And he said he and Chris Jericho
tried to stop Cena.
Yeah, tried because it was Cena. Because Cena was like, no, we're not doing that. We're gonna win. And so Edge was. They were basically trying to convince Cena, like, no, we need to lose this match and take it over. And then literally, they talked about it, and then right when the match was over, as soon as John went into those curtains past the gorilla, he said, "Oh man, we messed this one up bad." I mean, it was just
pulling this Hogan politics.
And and they tried to save it though, bringing CM Punk to be the new Nexus, and that didn't really work out because you didn't have the big names. Obviously, Wade Barrett wasn't part of the group anymore, and then after,
Wade
I mean,
Barrett
after
was a great heel.
Yeah, he was.
And then after CM Punk went to Chicago to face John Cena, never heard from Nexus again after that.
But there was, I'm thinking some off the top of my head. I hated the Brett and Yokozuna. That whole WrestleMania was awful. It's one of
the
the
whole
worst of all
WrestleMania, yes.
time.
I think that's why they brought it. I
hated
mean,
that.
the back of my head, that's probably what I'm thinking. That's why they brought out Hogan to try to save it.
Yeah, well, it was, if you listen to all the podcasts that we listened to, that was all Hogan.
Mm-hmm.
And then he was supposed to drop it to Bret, never dropped it to Bret. Bret Hart's my all-time favorite wrestler, so I'm all for everything that's positive with Bret. But just the way Bret was booked in WCW was awful. Had the hottest guy in the entire business, and Eric Bischoff had nothing to do with it. Eric Bischoff had everything to do with his fall. He just did so terrible. There's David Arquette. How in the world an actor wins the world championship?
Well, I think the whole booking with Goldberg, putting Bret in with Goldberg, and Goldberg, ultimately just ruined his career when he kicked him in the head. Goldberg was terrible in the ring.
And Goldberg's losing streak when he got stun gunned, everything past Starrcade '97 with the NWO was awful.
Awful.
It was god awful.
I think we talk about booking. This may be the all-time booking failure is Sting.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about that last week.
That's what I was going to close.
Yeah.
With.
I'm sorry.
No, but we'll get to it. But I also think of remember Sergeant Slaughter and the Iron Sheik and the whole Iraq.
Oh,
dude,
man,
I forgot about that one.
That was back in Persian Gulf, man.
Yeah, that was so bad.
And he
so
showed.
I forgot about.
They actually used Saddam's name in that, like the boots. Like he got the boots from Saddam and all that stuff.
Yeah,
man,
that was pretty bad.
Yeah. I remember Hulk was talking about that one of those shows, and I watched that.
Yeah.
And then I read about it a little bit, and I watched Hulk's interview about it, and I was like, "Holy crap!"
Now let's get back to Sting though, because that's the worst one of all time. They literally built this thing up for 18 months, and I watched something on YouTube. It's like 3 hours long. Sting in WCW '97. It starts when he just automatically leaves the War Games match out of nowhere. Doesn't make any sense. NWO wins. And then just like his whole, is he going to join the NWO? Yes, no. Then he turns into the Crow. He starts beating guys with baseball bats. Like, I remember, you probably remember it too. You'd flip over there because it always would happen at the end of WCW Nitro.
Yes.
And he would just jump out of nowhere.
Come out of nowhere.
And just next thing you know, just starts beating up the NWO. And they built this up for 18 months, and they had it was basically a squash match with now the quick count. He had no offense in that match.
None whatsoever. Eric, it was so bad. And I'm going to even go further than that for me, is when he comes to WWE.
In 2014.
We've never seen Sting in WWE. He's going to come in. Yeah. He's at WrestleMania against my favorite, Triple H. And they ruined it.
Yeah.
They booked him with the NWO.
Yeah, which they were like mortal enemies.
They hated each other. As soon as the music hit, I was like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
And then they come down and they're fighting DX, and I'm like, no.
And those guys, and we all know that they're friends in real life.
Yes, but it was
the click. It's like it made no sense.
It didn't make any sense. What? No.
I can't remember who it was, but it was a show they were actually talking about that. They actually had to put in like pop noise of cheering the crowd because that crowd was actually booing.
Yeah, because
when that happened,
I've read reports of a lot of people there. Like the whole crowd was like, "What are you guys
like, what in the world are they doing?"
You know, because Sting could carry a match. Triple H can carry a match. Triple H can put anybody over. So could Sting. I know they were both on the very back end of their career, but that could have been a great opportunity for Sting to shine.
He beats Triple H, and then, because remember, they put him in a world title match. With
Seth Rollins. Where they tried to fix it and make it better against Seth Rollins, and that was, he got injured. He got hurt.
And that's the thing about Seth. You know, we talk about like Goldberg getting people hurt. Seth, he broke Finn Balor's shoulder. You know, he hurt Sting.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't want to take anything away from Seth. I think he's been really good. But you know, Seth's kind of a dangerous guy out there.
Yeah, I mean, Sting has been so poorly booked.
And he's such a good dude, man.
Yeah, and he is a good dude.
But to keep doing, you know, to be screwed over like that all these times, all these years, and just to keep going back.
And remember the whole '97 incident. Remember they came back the next night. It was Hogan and Sting for the championship again. But it ran late, so you didn't get the end of the match. And they had to replay the end of the match at the start of the next Nitro.
Yes.
So this went on for 3 weeks.
Yeah, it's just so dumb.
I just remember my friends coming in the school the next day. I'm like, oh, guys, you got to tell me how this match went down. And then they go, okay, we'll sit down. This is going to take a while. I'm like, why is it going to take a while? You know, obviously Sting won. Like, yeah, but it's not that easy. And then they explained it to me, and then they kind of went through the highlights at the beginning of Nitro, and I went, why? Like, you know, I in a way I know, you know it's fake and I know it's choreographed, but why would you do that?
It was just it was so bad. Yeah. If you want to talk about a bad booking too, and this is more of one of the shows that they always done inside a wrestling show for me was Brother Love.
That guy made no sense.
That was the dumbest gimmick.
Yeah.
Pritchard was so much better than that.
Yeah.
So much better. I thought it was dumb. I thought it was a waste of time. And I wasn't much on, what's the guy's name that was, I think he dated one of the Kardashians' mom. No, not her. Nikki Bella's mom.
Oh.
John. Had the kind of raspy voice.
Oh, Jerry Lawler?
No,
or not Jerry.
John Laurinaitis.
Yeah, John Laurinaitis. That's it.
Yeah, when he was the GM, that was pretty.
Yeah, that wrestle. He and Teddy Long. That was that Team Teddy versus Team Law or Team John.
And also, you can put Stone Cold turning heel at WrestleMania 17 as pretty bad.
Yes, it was very
joining Vince.
Okay, this is my final. I guess this for the two of you. What do you think about Undertaker versus Brock? Do you think that was properly done?
No.
I don't think it was either.
No one liked it. I think there's a few.
Brock didn't even like it.
Yeah. There's a few opponents.
Nobody really knew about it too.
Yeah.
Because
No, that was one of those secrets.
Yeah.
Yeah. And honestly, they should have just let him retire undefeated at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
It didn't need to end.
No.
And it didn't. No, the streak didn't need to end.
And he wasn't wrestling that much at that point.
Yeah.
He just
That was his one match a year. That was the only one.
Yeah.
And then Roman beat him a few years down the line, and then after that, that was it.
All right, Gus. Well, we've got plenty of wrestling to talk about. We'll have a subject each week here on xSports Live. So coming up next will be our final segment of the show. Me and the guys will go through our rants here on xSports Live.
For the best at-home care in Lawrence County, the Summit at Home is the right company for you. We have a friendly staff over 25 that is trained, educated, and qualified to help with all your needs within your household. Our non-medical services include transportation, housework, dressing, and companionship. We are also covered by most long-term care providers. For more information, please call 931-762-2310.
The Hidden Garden, located just off the square in downtown Lawrenceburg, is your hometown oasis for massage, aesthetics, full hair and nail services, and body waxing. Gift certificates are available, and be sure to follow them on Facebook for their specials. The Hidden Garden, your peace, your place. 222 Pulaski Street, Lawrenceburg, Tennessee, or phone 931-762-9799.
Tennessee Flight Training. We are training the next generation of pilots. Come and see why Tennessee Flight Training is the best way to learn to fly. Tennessee Flight Training. The skies are calling.
If there ever was such a thing as a company that could do almost anything, well, Tennessee Properties is it. These guys know how to completely transform your existing home into something new, or just do it room by room. Need a new bathroom or kitchen? What about a fresh coat of paint? Even a new floor? Looking for dirt work? Tennessee has you covered. Oh, and you can even rent a dumpster from them too. That's Tennessee Properties. Visit Tennessee.com or phone 931-244-4602.
Hi, my name is Asha. I go to Lawrenceburg Technical College, and I moved here a year ago from California. I wanted to be a cosmetologist and study hair, nails, and makeup. You should come join us at Lawrenceburg Technical College and learn all about cosmetology.
Tired of driving into the city every time you need appliances, furniture, or heck, just about anything? Next time, stay local and come to Swap and Shop Center. We have everything you want, from computers to furniture, major appliances, lawn and garden tools, electronics, you name it. Our #1 goal is to get you the items you need at a price you can afford. We even offer 120 days same as cash financing. We won't be undersold. We specialize in service after the sale. We pick up where everyone else leaves off. Swap and Shop Center, family owned and operated in Lawrenceburg for over 61 years.
Southern Tennessee Orthopedics welcomes orthopedic surgeon Dr. Paul Thomas. Count on Dr. Paul Thomas, podiatrist Dr. James Barksdale, and nurse practitioner Doug Iad at Southern Tennessee Orthopedics to keep your life in motion. Injuries and foot pain can rob you of the activities you enjoy most. So our team is here, close to home, to address the pain and to get you moving again. Southern Tennessee Orthopedics. From the routine to the unforeseen, you can count on us. To learn more, visit SouthernTennesseeMedicalGroup.com or to schedule an appointment, call 931-762-4400.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the xSports Network.
Welcome to xSports Live. Time for the final segment of the show. Time to get some things off of our chest, guys. Who wants to go first?
I ain't got one. Go ahead, Dusty.
I'm not ranting tonight, guys. I'm gonna go a little different.
Oh.
I want to give props to our local workers. Props to our weather people here at this station and the ones around the surrounding counties, areas, for making sure that we stay safe, make sure our roads are good. Props to there's a lot of guys and a lot of females that hadn't been at home tonight.
Right.
Or at nights, the past few nights, probably since Sunday night. Probably been sleeping at the station or sleeping here, or, working a lot of long hours. Hats off to them, Right. We take a lot of this for granted. And I don't think they get the recognition that they should.
Yeah.
And so, we got the voices here. So, hey, props to y'all. Thank you for what you do, and keep doing what you do.
You said you didn't have one, right?
No, I ain't got one. Go ahead, AJ.
All right. Well, it's been
You can change it now.
Yeah. We've got a recurring issue with a couple people. We're not going to call you out by names because we don't want to embarrass the kids that you represent. But I called it out on Friday night during the Loretto Summertown boys game, and I feel like I have to do it again, which is embarrassing for the individuals involved. But we've got pretty simple rules. You can say whatever you want to about me or broadcasters. You can say whatever you want about xSports Network, but you're not, you can talk about how bad the food is down at whatever local restaurant,
care.
whatever. Don't care. You're not allowed to talk about kids in a negative light on our messages, Facebook or YouTube. And we've got a couple, actually, let's be real, we got one occurring problem. And this is your final warning. Not doing it anymore. I don't care what you got going on in your personal life. I don't care whatever the case may be. You don't obviously come to games because you comment on everything, but you're not going to be negative about your own kids, someone else's kids. You've done it multiple times.
And calling them out by name.
Calling them out by name. We've told you not to do it. It's the final line, dude. It's over. Once you do it, you're banned. Banned for life, period. Which means you're not going to be able to watch your kids on our air anymore.
No.
You actually have to come to games, which, apparently you don't want to do because you're talking trash about someone else that helped build that great building that you have in your town now. So.
Well, it's just uncalled for.
It's uncalled for.
It's not what we're here for.
No.
It's not what our platforms are used for.
No.
And quite frankly, you're just not being a man.
No. It's not being an adult.
Nope.
And people were thanking me the other night for saying something about it. And they weren't saying really nice things about you, and these are people in your own town. So you should probably take a hint that you're not well liked in your own hometown, certainly not well liked in this county, and this is your final warning. Not going to do it anymore.
Yep.
Just not going to do. I'm giving you more chances than Jesus Christ would himself.
I can't believe you've let it go this far.
Yeah. We've been asked several times.
Seen it
Now you're getting publicly called out. It's the last time we're going to do it.
Well,
I'm not going to do this anymore. If Kevin sees it, if I see it, if Will Pettis, our guy in Summertown, sees it, you're done for. Straight up. Nothing negative. You know what? Just don't comment at all. The words of Herm Edwards, don't press send. Just don't.
Yeah.
Think it in your head. Say it to yourself. Say it to whoever. I do not care. Just do not put a comment on Facebook or YouTube. You're done after this.
You came to watch the game. You came to watch the game.
You can say, go this, go that. Great job this, great. That's great. That's what we want you to say. But don't say anything negative about especially calling out kids personally. We're done with it. It is over. This is your final warning, period. And you know who you are. And those who do know this individual, show this video to them and let them know I'm serious now. This is gone on way too far.
I mean, it's almost every broadcast.
Yeah.
Every game.
Mm-hmm.
It's always something.
Yeah. So he's done for it after this. And now you guys know it's a male, so
Don't care.
don't care. Don't care.
Don't care. Say something. Call me.
Yeah. Yeah. So hate to end such a great show on a negative note.
Great show tonight, guys.
But it's something that needed to be said. So, hey, and the audio worked the entire time. Woo! Kevin was on his game today.
Man.
Was so happy. We don't know when our next broadcast is going to be.
We don't know because we don't know when school's going to be in. We don't know
we know they're out.
When the next game's going to be.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about some of the travel. I mean, these schools can't travel.
I mean, Tullahoma's what, an hour 45 away?
Yeah, there's
if
no
not
way.
to, say they're not traveling.
They're not traveling here.
Yeah, that was supposed to be yesterday.
Supposed to be,
Lawrence
yeah.
County goes to
Sure.
Marshall County. So stay tuned to our Facebook, Twitter, and
Yeah, we'll
YouTube
keep 'em
pages. We
updated.
try to keep you as updated as we can with everything going on.
Summertown has been bumped up to the 26th, though, I believe.
I
So-
did see that.
Yeah.
26th.
So that game's probably been rescheduled.
We'll catch you guys. Catch you guys up as best as we can as soon as we hear it. So for Dusty Kaiser, Hayden Burks, for producer extraordinaire Night Crash Kevin Wright, and I'm AJ Good. We'll see you guys next week.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.